So, today I want to talk about getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I heard this, I want to say, a couple years back, and at first I was like, aren't we taught that we're supposed to learn to grow comfortable in our own skin, comfortable around the people we surround ourselves with, be comfortable within our environment, and etc. It's always been said that you should be comfortable with where you are and you should never feel uncomfortable, which to a degree is true. You don't want to be uncomfortable around the people you spend your time with. You don't want to be uncomfortable around any of your coworkers, your family. Hell, you can even feel uncomfortable in your own home. And you never want to feel like that. But I think there's something to be said with being uncomfortable with where your life is going. Now, of course, everyone's being given a different deck of cards. And as much as everyone's cards vary, some are worse, some are better. It's the game of life. But we live in an age where you quite literally have the opportunity to do everything you want, or anything you want, if you put the work in. And so I think it's something that should be said, that if you are in life right now, you're like comfortable. Like, you know what? My life doesn't suck. It's great. But if you want better, like my life, I'm comfortable with it. Like, I'm like, oh, like, you know what? God forbid something doesn't work out, I can have something to fall back on. But why don't I push a little harder for something else? Why don't I make myself feel uncomfortable trying to do something else to be better, to experience something new, maybe view something or learn something different? And I think a lot of what people don't want to get uncomfortable from is from failure, which, does failing suck? Yeah. No one wants to fail. Nobody wakes up every day and goes, I'm gonna fail. Like, I'm gonna do so bad at something. No, we want to be good at stuff. We want to be great. We always want to do our best. But I think what people don't always realize is that you have to fail to be better. You have to fail to learn, or you're never gonna not learn something new. You're never gonna be better. And it's something that, especially if you've played sports, at least that's how I grew to being okay with being uncomfortable and failing, that I learned that, oh, I can't be better without having to experience this first. And even right now, I'm 22 and I'm comfortable in my skin, I'm comfortable with who I am, but I'm not entirely comfortable with how my life is. You know what? Everyone says, like, okay, and I'm fixing my hair apparently. Oh, like,
now that I'm back from having to fix my hair, where was I? That's what you had being uncomfortable with where I am. I don't hate where I am. Obviously, I wish it was a little different, but I can't say it's bad. But I know for myself that I'm like, oh, let's try to experience something new. Let's try to do something different. Like right now, and there's no one in my house, my dogs, but just talking to a camera like this it's weird. I used to joke about wanting to do this in middle school. I have maybe 3 videos up as like a joke. I did 3, but it's not something I was ever like, oh, like I feel comfortable enough to take this risk. I've kind of just accepted the fact that, you know what, I've got nothing left to lose. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, people aren't going to judge me. People aren't going to make fun of me for wanting to try to do something. That's just not life. Life, you will always have somebody judging you, making fun of you. It's just the life we live in. But this, I think, can even just benefit me from me being able to say, like, you know what, I tried. I failed, but I tried. And as uncomfortable as it is, and hopefully in the future I say as uncomfortable as it was, I can at least feel more comfortable doing it now. And if I don't, I can fake it till I make it. But I think that not taking a risk and not experiencing any possible failure of it, or that could come with it, I don't know, isn't worth that whole what if I did do it? What if I did take it seriously? What if I tried? Because then you start to live with a little bit of regret. And nobody wants to live with regret. But I never want to be the person who says, what if I did it though? What if I tried? And I think that's where that saying of getting comfortable with being uncomfortable came from, because I think that person knew that there are going to be more people in this lifetime who say, I wish I tried, I wish I attempted it, than there are going to be people who said, oh, I did it. I would love to say I did it. I was able to do it. What am I doing? I don't know. I don't have it figured out. I have an idea of a path that I want to do. At least I think. But I also don't want to say, oh my God, why didn't I do it? And so I think that people should probably start changing that narrative. But maybe if I did it, maybe if I tried. And being okay, like, what am I going to do today that I could learn and make myself and use it to be better tomorrow? Or, hey, I failed at this. Why did I fail at this? What can I do? Let me look over what I did. Let me see what I did wrong. Let me see why I failed, and let me try again tomorrow to be better. Let me try again tomorrow to make it work. And of course, you may have to go through trial and error. No one's going to say you're not going to have to. But I think always being stuck in something so comfortable can be something as safe as it feels, be so detrimental. Because you think that this is what life is. But life can be so much more. Like, not only this, not me just filming, but me in my everyday life. For example, I went into school, I was like, I'm going to study criminal justice, I'm going to do something within the law. Went in and I was like, I like this, I like studying it. I was like, I want to take anatomy. Can't take anatomy without taking X, Y, and Z first. Took a science class as a prereq to see if I could take anatomy. I was like, oh, I didn't like this class. But I didn't fail like I thought I would, and I think I want to keep trying. Trying as in, like, trying new sciences, trying a different level of chemistry, bio. It's not the biggest defense chem, but it's needed. But it allowed me to expand that, whatever narrative I was writing for myself of what box am I going to put myself in, or am I just going to stay in this one box of criminal justice, or am I going to try and step into another box, see if I can fit into something else, see if I'm not just one mold, or I don't have to just be comfortable in this, I can also be comfortable with something else. And at first I was like, whoa, like, this is crazy. I actually enjoy science more than I thought I would. I didn't enjoy science in high school, so the fact that I liked it in college really was something that was mind-boggling to me, and was something that I was like, oh my God, I swear to God. But I would never have known that if I wasn't like, hey, why don't you just give it a shot? And I think that people need to do that more, is just at least giving themselves the chance, the opportunity to try and do something. No one's expecting you. You can even just be yourself. Don't expect yourself to do it great the first time. My coach has always said, first time is luck, second time is a coincidence, third time is you have it. Obviously, the internet, and with wherever posting, not that I want to grow a following, but I mean, if I do, hey, it's great. That's not my end goal. My end goal is just to be able to look back and say I did something. If somebody likes it, that's great. But you need to allot yourself that time and those attempts to do something. Whether it's learning a new skill, having to retake a class, or trying to build something, or trying to do something you thought you never could. Don't ever stay comfortable to a degree. But don't always feel like this comfort level is where you need to be forever, because maybe there's something more out there for you, but because you don't want to get a little uncomfortable, you might not be able to ever experience that new level of what could be your new level of comfort. So yeah, that's whatever the heck and bob this is for today, and maybe you'll be back next week.